Stress is one of the biggest issue now because everybody's life is stressed. No matter where you live in the world, you can be in the best place. Australia, we are a little bit lucky because a lot less stress than a lot of Asian countries, right? But stress is a major contributing factor. So these factors actually compromise our immunity, right? So our immune system is what keeps us well, right? And drugs and things are just there to help you, but they are not there to kill whatever it is, right? So we have looked at two basic principles of natural health that we have to look after ourselves. First of all, we're going to feed and nourish our body, which means that we need to supplement and we need our nutrients, whether it's from the food or from supplementation, right? And the second factor we need to consider is that we need to remove whatever toxins that we are exposed to due to environment, due to the food we eat and things like that, right? The previous slide says so. So it's about removing the toxins from our body that is more important really than to get sick and try to fix it. So a lot of us, we know about something called free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules, unstable things that we take into our body. And these free radicals can be from the air, can be from the air, from the food we eat, right, from the preservative and all sorts of things. So it creates a lot of problems. As you can see, this whole lot of problems, every single part of the body has some problems, which is essentially they are not fixable problems. They are not that you go and pop a pill and it goes away. It does not. For example, if you've got a heart problem, right? So heart problem, what you're prescribed with is some either blood thinners or something that help you, but it is a lifelong thing. Diabetes is the same thing, right? You're diabetic, you keep on taking the same medication forever, right? So what this medication does is that it actually suppresses the symptoms. It doesn't actually fix the problem. The reason why you have got to take this medication long term is that your body's actual condition or whatever the cause is still in the body forever, right? If you take medication, it's not going to fix it. It's just going to make you feel good. That's it. So free radical, when we are talking about free radicals, we need to, so the cause of it, most of the cause of these things are free radicals, right? So the natural thought is that you have to fight the free radical, or you got to get rid of these free radicals because you are trying to get rid of the condition, and you're not just trying to get rid of the symptoms, right? You can feel well, you can take you get a headache, you can take a Panadol, right? Take Panadine, take whatever as strong as you can. You get rid of it, and tomorrow it comes back again. You keep on taking the same thing over and over again, right? So we have here an OPC. OPC stands for oligomeric proanthocyanidins, and they are phytonutrients, which means that they come from plants, come in natural, and they're super antioxidants, and they are from a family called procyanidins. And it is the most powerful antioxidant known to mankind today. So properties of OPC, they are powerful antioxidants. They are about 20 to 50 times, 20 times the power of vitamin C and vitamin E as antioxidants. Right. A lot of us from a long time ago know that vitamin C and E, A, C, and E, they are antioxidants, but they are not meant to be antioxidants. They are meant to feed your body, right, with nutrition. But they also serve as antioxidants, right? So if you do have a lot of free radicals in your body, the vitamin C, vitamin E, or vitamin A, they will be used by the body as antioxidants, right, to neutralize the free radicals, get rid of the free radicals. So when that happens, your vitamins are not actually getting used by your body as nutrients, right? They are used for getting rid of free radicals. So a lot of people take vitamins, take all sorts of vitamins, but they say they're not doing anything for the body. The main reason is because this has been destroyed. Whatever they take has been destroyed or used up when the body free radical come in contact with the free radicals in the body. So it actually disappears, right? Your body is not getting it. And OPC has a lot of good properties, anti-inflammatory. It's good for the cardiovascular health, which is your heart health, and your capillaries, your veins, and it's good for circulation. It's kind of dilate your blood vessels, right? And it's good for skin health as well. Right, a little bit of history of the OPC in year 1534. It was discovered by, it's not really discovered. This explorer was stranded somewhere in along the St. Lawrence River, and the crew fell sick from scurvy. Right, those days they don't even know what a scurvy is. They just, the crew, a lot of them died, and they chanced to meet a group of natives who taught them to boil a tea from bark of a pine tree, and after that they drank that. The rest of the crew survived. So they realized that no, this is something that is good. But only 400 years later, another professor also called Jack in Muscalia, from a university, discovered that this pine bark does not just have vitamin C. Vitamin C is what they thought cured the scurvy, right, from these people. So he's discovered that vitamin C is in the pine bark, and besides that, there are bioflavonoids, right? So further research found that these are what we call proanthocyanidins, and it is found in, besides the grape seed, the pine bark is found in grape seed, cranberry, a lot of lemons, and a lot of colorful things, you know, the vegetables and fruits that contain actually proanthocyanidins. So today the scientific term for this is OPCs, oligomeric proanthocyanidins. Right, this is a brand called Pycnogenol, and this is from a natural pine bark. It is grown in an area called in southern France. And this area that grows this pine bark exclusively grow only pine bark, and they are grown under very well controlled conditions. And even the manufacturing plants is within that facility, so it doesn't get transported. So whatever is fresh from the pine bark is processed straight away in the factory in the area there. Right. So it's very well controlled. And Pycnogenol, there are other companies that manufacture it's pine bark extract as well, but Pycnogenol is the world's best manufacturer. Okay, being what they are the prime manufacturer of Pycnogenol and the best quality pine bark extract. So OPC3, why do we call him OPC3? Is because besides containing the pine bark extract, Pycnogenol, by the way, Pycnogenol is normally sold in a tablet form. Right. Actually, the brand is sold in tablet forms in a lot of places. You can find it in GNC, but it is quite expensive. It probably costs about 3 times of what our OPC3 cost. Right. So, in an isotonic form, Pycnogenol in an isotonic form, onlyshop.com, Market America, and all the countries, we are the only people who are authorized to sell this product, Pycnogenol, in an isotonic form. No one else has it. So it has grapeseed extract as well, and it has got the bilberry extract, which is they are all OPCs of different varieties. That's all, right? The OPCs is a whole chain of different procyanidins. So all this are the most powerful OPCs or antioxidants found. And besides, if you look at the label, it has citrus extract, another bioflavonoid, and grape skin red wine extract. On some countries you have got red wine extract, but bear in mind that it is not red wine. It's not made from red wine. It's made from those stuff that has not been fermented, right? That's why we call it, in America they call it red wine extract. In some places it's called grape skin extract. And that's label there. Now if you look at the label there, by different regulations we label them a little bit differently. Like you see that the bilberry extract is 2.4 grams of dried fruits. But all of this put together, the active ingredients contained in there are 25 milligrams of every single one. It's just labeled differently from different countries, that's all. right? All in all, you'll find that of all the five, if we add together, is 125 milligrams of OPCs in there. All right. One of them is, of course, is your pycnogenol, which is also 25 milligram. Right. I'm not going to read this. These are some of the ingredients, some of the OPC, a description of OPC. I'm going to upload all this in Dropbox, so I'm not going to read that. So you're going to read it after you download it from the site. Right, there are a lot of articles from MedLine Plus, which is actually belonging to the National Institute of Health America, about pycnogenol. There are articles on there, and also some articles on another site called PubMed. It's also, PubMed is the American government, National Library of Medicine, National Institute of Health. Their official site. You look at it, if you Google, you don't Google, you find pycnogenol there, you'll find that there are about 400 over studies of it. Every year there are more. When we first started 3 years ago, there were only about 200. Now there are 400 over studies on pycnogenol. Okay, this is about grapeseed extract. And of course, the bilberry extract. Right. Bilberry is very, very similar to our blueberry here, except that it is a more intense form, is smaller size and darker in color. I think it's grown in South America. So all this has got very, very similar properties, that it is good for the blood vessels, circulation, your heart health, and things like that. Right? It prevents cell damage. It's good for the skin, your eye. Bilberry especially is good for your eyes, right? The damaged eyes, the capillary behind the eye, sometimes get vision, this retinopathy is because of that. And it actually repairs all those solidifying blood vessels behind your eyes. And this is information from the diabetes.co.uk. And grapeseed extract, again, there are a lot of, on PubMed itself, the same site, you have a lot of articles on 1,000 over articles on grapeseed, and same with what's happening? Same with your bilberry too. So that's citrus extract. And again, this is general summary of OPC, what it does. Of course, in isotonic form, as we know, we talked about isotonic last time. So it's delivery system, and a recap of what I just spoke about. And if you look for the science behind it, there are probably a few hundred people doing research on it. Right. Now, all this information you see here, I got it from the shop.com site. Right, they're all from there. You can actually find all this in detail on that site. And we are actually a gold standard for antioxidants. And in comparison with some of the other brands, known brands, you can see the left-hand side one is a column. It's got things that the other brands does not have. And there's a beauty blend as well. You all know about it. It's actually OPC plus a lot of vitamins for the skin. And isotonic form, if you look at, this one here, the Live Better Longer is a book, a small little booklet, which is very, very useful description of pine bark extract. And our commitment to quality, this information you can download from your back office. And also a very, very good website that you go to, exploresupplements.com, is our company website that tells you all the general information about your health areas and the products. A little bit on the products is very informative, right? So it is very, very good for sharing with the customers. And that's it for now. So I'll stop here and I'll pass it back to Kitty.
Thank you, Kevin. That was very helpful. Did you actually put the crown on the OPC3 yourself, or was that from somewhere?
No, the crown is, we are called by the competitor as the king of OPCs. That's why I put a crown there. Even the competitor recognizes as the king of OPCs.
But you put it there, right? It was lovely.
Ah, yeah, of course. It doesn't come with a bottle.
I love it. All right, can you guys see my screen? Retelling?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I'll get started then. All right, so what I'm going to be sharing about is the topic of retail. And I guess this is an area that a lot of us need to improve on, including myself. And I find that, obviously all 5 of the basic 5 are important, but retailing is also very important. So let's get started with the reason why we think, retailing is important. First of all, retailing actually builds your business. Now, there are 4 main areas. It will actually give you profit. So for those of us who are new, it can replace your startup expenses. So, the original startup, if you have retail straight away, or if you start, having customers, then it can replace your expenses very quickly. And even though our monthly overhead expenses are not that much, it still will be able to cover that, and to the point that you can, for the new people, cover for your not only auto ship, but give you positive cash flow, which means, you have extra profit on top of, being able to cover not only the minimum auto ship, but everything in your shopping annuity. Because, with shopping annuity, we are advocating a maximum mindset, which means everything from your own website that you can purchase. So if you do retail, then obviously the profit can cover that. The second thing is generates ongoing business volume. Now, business volume equals ongoing residual income. So not only just the cash flow, the active money, but also the BV. And number 3, why retailing is important is you can actually identify potential business prospects, because those people that are your customers, they will be able to, have belief in the products and consider being our partners as well. And in fact, quite a lot of my personally sponsored people started off being, customers first, and then they become my partner. And like Wendy is one of them. And then the other one is builds belief, because the more you use your products, the more you will believe and you benefit from it. So that's why, these are the 4 main points retailing is so important. Okay, so obviously, we have to find out the objectives of retailing. Why are there, 4 different things so important, as well as, the aim and goals. The first thing is, if we retail, then it will help us to create your shopping annuity. So when you create your shopping annuity by going to your shoppingannuity.com assessment, you can find out the things, whether it's our exclusive products and the partner stores that you will be able to use the products, and through retailing you'll be able to cover costs, as we mentioned, and also develop 10 to 15 repeat customers who also purchase 30 BV and 20 IBV monthly. And that's a really good goal. If you have 10 to 15 customers, let's say 10, you have 30 BV every month from them, that's 300 BV already. And if you personally use 200 BV with yourself and your family, that's already 500 BV. And that is the goal of shopping annuity: 500 BV per month, 1,500 BV per quarter. So if we are able to meet that, then you will be able to fulfill and fuel our shopping annuity. And also 20 IBV means 200 IBV per your customer base, and yourself another say 20, then it's already over 200 IBV per month. Okay, and then the third objective of retailing is to obviously build the share of customer. So what that means is that you have, let's say, one customer that starts off with the isotonics health and nutrition line, and then you can refer them and share with them about the skincare products. So you can tell them about the beauty from the inside out using the isotonics, the ultimate aloe, and the skincare and motives. So building share of customer means that, you know, you cross-sell one customer and help them to use more than one. And then the fourth objective is retail to recruit, which is one of the most important things. That means, you know, I think the company statistics is quite, I think 70-80% of people that are business partners actually start off being a customer. So if you actually have, you know, customers, and then they will most likely, you know, when they love the products, consider becoming a partner. So these are the 4 objectives or goals when you retail to achieve, you know, shopping annuity, develop 10 to 15 customers, and help those customers to also not only use one line of product but cross to the other lines, as well as recruit them to be a partner. Okay, and then the keys of retailing now is first of all, transfer your buying habits with unfranchised auto ship. So all of us, being the owner of our own shop.com website, should actually transfer everything and anything that you would normally use in your auto ship, and so that you become the product of the product. Because if you become the product of the product, then you see how it benefits you, and it's so much easier for you to share with others. And it's no longer just selling, but it's really sharing. And then number 2 is to develop a possibility list for potential customers for each product line. So basically meaning that if you have, you know, a list of people, whether it's on your phone, on your email list, on your Facebook list, you can actually list them under, you know, each product line. Let's say motives, or if you know of some of your friends that loves makeup, they're already wearing makeup, then you can, you know, just put them under the motives list. And then if you know of people that, you know, concerned about their health and they want to be healthier and have more energy and feel better, then isotonics. And people that want to lose weight and you know, have better lifestyle, then of course the TLS. And you know, if you know of any small to medium business owners, then put them under the web centers list. So you have then the opportunity to match the products to the people and the people to the products. That's why we are the you know, product brokerage, and we actually connect people to the products. And the other thing is, as we do retail, it's actually good for us to share our story, because stories sell and features only, truth only tells. So if we only tell people, oh, you know, the particular products have these kind of features, that's good. But it's only giving information. But if you are able to share the testimonies of how you were able to get the benefit from each of the products, whether it's improved skin, like I always remember Vera talks about how the Pentexol has helped her. And, you know, she was able to sell 3 to a cold prospect. And that's an amazing story to share, right? Because she's got really good skin. And so this is very important. Tell your story, how, you know, let's say isotonics has helped you to reduce your eczema or your allergies and stuff like that. And as you meet with your fellow customers and business partners, you obviously will know a lot more about, you know, their stories as well. So it's not only just your own testimonials that you benefit from using the products. You can always share other people's testimonials. One of them that I always use is a business partner of mine, Christy. She used to have really bad eczema, like since a young girl until, you know, in her early 30s, nothing that she ever used. She's been trying to use everything all around, you know, different places, but her eczema has never been healed until, you know, a chiropractor who is also in our team introduced her to the OPC3 that Kevin just talked about. And she was taking 4 dosages a day. Within a few months, you know, her skin has improved so much to the point now, if you look at her, she's the motives major, and she looks so beautiful. Her skin is just perfect. So that's the kind of thing that you can share, like, other people's testimonials as well. And last but not least, the key of retailing is to obtain and provide literature. So the one that Kevin has put together with the nutrition, that he sent to us, I was using it in one of my expo, in an expo that I went to on Wednesday, the business marketplace. And, I actually open the literature and explain to people how the isotonic products work, and then I was able to really generated a lot of interest. And so literature is fantastic, and you can also go to your back office and download a lot of infographics as well. So these are some of the keys that you can use in order to improve your retailing. And also, build relationships is very important, because you are not there to just impose products on others. With anything that we do, whether it's, retailing and recruiting and sponsoring and follow up and, even supporting one another, like in the team, is so important for us to get to know each other, to support and build relationships. And that's really one of the main keys I find. I mean, for me, without Kevin and Angie being such an amazing friend and like senior business partners, they, build such a close relationship with me, I wouldn't probably be here now. So, building relationship is key. And then the other thing is, people hate to be sold but love to buy. So you basically need to understand that. So what you need to do then is to create curiosity so that people will be drawn to what you have, rather than try and sort of impose products to them. Obtain knowledge about your product. So that's the first key of the basic 5, which is knowledge, because without knowledge, you won't be able to share the product. So that's why, in this, now when we do this Zoom calling, like Kevin has shown us what the pycnogenol is, what OPC3 is, and then you will have more knowledge, will be able to share with others. So it's the same with any kind of major or the line that you're using. So let's say if you major in motives, then obviously you need to know not only the ingredients, the top 10, and how they to apply makeup and all that kind of thing. And training videos on franchise meet on unfranchised account, shop.com, university major concept, all can help us to retail. On our YouTube, there are a lot of videos about the whether it's the Isotonics Daily Essential Kit or motives. Or if you go on to unfranchisemeeton.com, there is constantly a lot of great information about the various products that are being shown on Meet On as well. And obviously your back office and franchise account, where you can download the products information as well. So if you go to your website, definitely with the benefits and features there. The other thing is implement a follow-up system. Now this is one that I personally have to admit that I'm not the best at, and I really do need to improve, whether it's a follow-up system for retailing, for people that have shown interest in purchasing but have not yet, or people that have purchased and you obviously want to follow them up. Like, let's say if you sold them an OPC3, it's a 90-day serving, and if they take 2 dosages a day, then 45 days later, then if you diarize it and follow them up, that kind of system will be very important, because a lot of people may not even pay attention to, or I mean, it's not like they don't want to buy or rebuy, like as in reorder. It's just that we all get so busy. It's very important. It's very easy for us to forget, like even for ourselves. I know that, is something that I definitely need to improve on. What I've decided to do is to put together like a Excel spreadsheet and then write down, I mean, obviously, if you actually have the back office people purchase online, you can then remember to follow them up, which we'll talk about in the next screen, when straight after they buy, what to do. And build share of customer. I've talked about that already. You know, customer, you have 10 to 15, and then with those 10 and 15, you then refer them and share more with them, not just the one line of product, and, you know, cross them from, say, isotonics to TLS to website if they're business owners, and before too long they love these products and they might consider becoming your partner as well. And when it comes to customers, even if they don't become your business partners, think about the lifetime customer value, which means that once you are able to acquire a new customer, then they will become your customer for life, and that's important to know. Now, this is a very important follow-up system, which is what we call the post-sale activities, which after you register them as a preferred customer on your back office, then there is some follow-up system that the company recommends, which is day one. So the day after they buy from you, you thank them again for buying from you and ask them whether they have begun to use it. So you can do it one of a few ways. I normally just use Messenger if they're my Facebook friend, or WhatsApp or text, you know. That's an easy way, just like, oh, thank you for, you know, getting the daily essential kit from me. So I had a lady who bought last Sunday, and so the day after on Monday, I sent her that, and have you started using it? And she may say yes or no. Then if she said no, then you know, encourage her to start. And then day 3, say on a Wednesday after that Sunday she purchased, I then ask her, have you been able to actually follow the way that I've shown you, you know, like 5, so I gave her a cup, so like 5 servings, including, you know, everything. Then so just explain, you know, make sure that they use it properly, because, you know, some people, they, even though you've explained it to them, they might not use it properly. I know for a fact that quite a few people, you know, when they use the isotonics for the first time, instead of putting the, you know, the 1 dose at the cap, they actually put it in that, you know, to the top of the line. Imagine what happens if you put it on the top of the line and you put water in, and it just explodes. And it has happened before. So make sure a few days after you show them, let's say the isotonics, to explain, make sure they know how to use it. And then a week after, ask them how they feel. If they, you know, have experienced positive effects, then get them to share testimony, and, you know, whether it's written or share with their friends as well. And then 2 weeks later, tell them, you know, if you are able to share with your family and friends, and if they buy, then you can offer them complimentary products. And then 3 weeks later, take a reorder and get referrals. So relationship marketing is very important, as we've talked about. So listen, share, and recommend. So these 3 things: listen, share, and recommend. Listen for what people need, share your testimonial, and then recommend what they need. And so what to say, these are good questions to ask. If you can take a photo, I would recommend that. I've started using this, and I've been able to, because if you just sort of try to sell by talk, and like, you know, what JL says is like verbal diarrhea or like vomiting on them, like people probably don't like it as much. But if you ask them questions, then you get them thinking. So do you take vitamins or supplements? What results have you seen since you started taking them? What if you could drink your vitamins where 95% gets to where your body can absorb it? When you run out of the bottle you're taking, would you try mine for 60 to 90 days to compare the results? And you know, you would find that many people would be happy to try new ones, especially if you tell them, you know, 95% can get into your body, and explain how it works. Okay, and last but not least, when people ask what's that, it's important for you to actually have your products out and visible. So let's say when I go to the gym, I take my nutrition shake with me, and so then it's out there, people can see. So when people see, they might ask, you know, and you can tell the story of, or how this is helping me with my energy level or whatever it is. You can share that, and when they share their problems, then, you know, they probably will explain or, you know, tell you about their challenge. Then you can present a solution with sharing a product. So to close the sale, address and answer the question, create a preferred customer profile if they have not that, and place the order. Now this is the part that most of us may not be too comfortable doing. But if we don't close the sale, then we don't have the sale, right? So it's important for you to, ask questions. Do you have any more questions? And then if not, then say, well, if that's the case, then is there anything from stopping you from, trialing these products? And if they are happy to go ahead, then just do it. If not, then, you can go through handling objections, which we can talk about a bit later in another Zoom calling. So that's it from me today. Thank you, guys. All right, so Diana, if I can get you unmuted.
Hi.
Hello, Diana. How are you?
Hello, yes. Yes, I'm going to talk about cold prospecting. Now, this comes to me rather easy. It's just people connection. And I feel that initially when I come in, I feel that prospecting friends and relatives is quite challenging. So as I can recall, over the years, this area is still tough to me. So now I take it the other way around. I look for strangers, that people which I do not know. And it's much easier. Most of the time when I go cold prospecting, I observe people. So most people will have issues, whether is it hair or anything to do with their health. So along the way, I watch people, not only now, but all along even in my corporate days, I watch. So by watching, they tell a story. So from this area, I came to know that when I want to approach someone, let's say I'm going to a cafe or a toast box. Let's say in Singapore, there's a toast box. I will look for, I'll get a drink and I look for somebody who's sitting alone. So it's much easier to cold prospect rather than in a group. In a group, sometimes it can be challenging. So when I found a place and the table is just one person, and I'd like to ask the person, can I share the seat here? Then the person says yes. So from there, I moved on and get to know the person, just talk anything about everything. So don't start with sharing your products. Listen to what they have said. Just make a friend first. So I think that's more easier. And also have a smile and have a caring attitude. That's very important in cold prospecting. Because if you put on a straight face, people will be very scared of you or very aware of what you're trying to do. So in the few years, I learned along the way. I feel that by smiling, it opens up people in this way. And also, I think since last year to now, I've been quite active in doing this area. So from these areas, it can come across customers, and later on they can become business partners soon. The other story I want to tell is that when I go to the supermarket, okay, very recently I came across a lady just right behind me. She was buying 3 sprays, and I saw that, and I turned around and said, oh, I said, be careful of sprays, because sometimes all this will cause a lot of cancers, I mean, let's say the ingredients that is too strong for the housewives to take. Then the person just replied me, there's no choice. I just smile and say, yes, there's a choice. So upon checking out, I wait for her there. And when she's done with the checking out, and I approach her and say, yes, there's a choice. I say, would you like to know some more? Then she says yes. You see, then she opened up I have nose cancer, just done last month, and you spent about $22,000. And she says that she's still on medical leave. So anyway, on this issue, I think it's a big issue. Then I told her, never mind about that. Take care of the health, but I would like to share more things with you. I told her I'm also rushing. Maybe give me your contact and I will connect with you. They say, sure. And that's where I got her. I will meet up this lady soon after her medical leave because she's still on medical leave. So this is quite amazing for me. And the other one is that on one of the cafes which I met this lady, she was sitting alone. And she waved to me to sit next to her because there's a seat. And I told her, okay, thank you for offering the seats. They said, no, all the seats are to be shared. And I told her, I said, okay, I will just order coffee. I would like something. And she says, it's okay. And from there, this amazing customer is so awesome. After I opened up and asked her what she's doing and all this thing, and she did mention that about her family. She's having some, I think some problem with the son's hair or something. So I said, okay. I said, let me get a drink. I'll come back to you. So upon coming back to the area, and I shared some of the areas, some of the products which we have, and also ask more about her because I do not want to talk too much about myself and nothing about her. So eventually she opened up a lot. And this customer is so awesome. She asked me to order some of her products, and on top of it, she go online and order something, and for her, I think her customers, her relatives. So this type of customer is very hard to find. I mean, in the few years which I am with shop.com, I find that, I would like to have more of these customers who are just so automatic to order all these items. And the other way is that look out for people looking at products in any shops. When they are so engrossed in looking at the product, when you pass by, look at what they are looking. This is where I got the other customer. She was having a hair loss. And I asked her, is this good? Then she said, I really don't know. And I told her, I said that I was having the same problem and I used something else, Royal Spa. I said, oh, really? Where can I buy? So she became my customer and just ordered 3 online. I mean, this is amazing. This is why I'm saying co-prospecting is very important as well. Anywhere we go, we find people, be it in a restaurant, in a supermarket, or anywhere, we can find customers, but always have a good body language. Be more observant and also smile. By doing that, people are not so taken aback in most areas. The other one I find that is very easy to target is also it's hard to target is on the friends and relatives. I find this area is a bit tough because sometimes if they don't join you, then I think it's quite awkward, in many sense. So in this area, I still have not gone into target them. Only one of my close friend that she's my customer, and that's it. Otherwise, on the relative side, it's still 0 for me. I think that's all I want to say.
Fantastic. That's great. But the fact that Diana and Vera, the 2 of you sisters, are doing it together is amazing. Now, thank you so much, Diana. That was really helpful. And I think I've got some really great tips from you. So I think it's already 12:23. So for those of you who need to go for lunch, you're welcome. But how about those that can still stay? If you can unmute yourself, maybe just to share a little bit what you think. If you want to share a little bit, anyone?
I just have a short something to say about retailing.
Yes.
Especially for those who are just new into the business,
Yeah.
you know, it sort of overwhelmed them. How do I start? You know what? You know about the products. There's so many products. You know, I think the tip here is to not to worry about the amount of products that we got. Actually, is maybe just pick one or two that you're comfortable with. It's kind of you specialize in that. Use like your, you know, it's your major. Like
That's right.
Yes. Just 2 products. I started like that too. You know, just OPC3 and bromelain, and that's all I do.
Okay.
Every time I talk to people, it's about these 2, and I just target these 2 products in the market. Yeah, until I get comfortable with the others, and I just add on. That's the advice I've got. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Vera. Anyone else? Wrong. If you need to go for lunch, go ahead. But if you want to share a little bit before you go, you're welcome. Wrong.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for the sharing. Yeah. Today learn a little bit. OPC. Always hear about it. Every time listen and again get more name on those product. I think retailing is something I need to improve. So thanks Kitty for sharing. So we also Diana sharing the retail co-prospecting. I think good tips. I will try on. Keep trying. Diana.
I like the tip of going to someone that's sitting on alone and go next to them and say, "Can I take a seat?" and then talk to them. I did that at one of our events as well. Thank you, Diana. Angie, you want to share something? What have you learned? Hello?
Kitty?
Yeah, Wendy, go ahead.
Oh, hello. Oh, I've learned so much. Yeah, I think for me, particularly the OPC one stuck out. So just how valuable, how important I think it is, particularly a customer came in my mind. So just, I think it just reestablished the value of it and the health benefits that I know she can get, particularly with all the ailments that and complaints that she has. So it's pretty good. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kevin is amazing in explaining all the parts of the OPC3. Thank you, Kevin. Sun Yu, do you want to share something?
I think the sharings are good. I mean, those are good informations that I can use. I mean, I'll pick up some of these tips, quite useful tips. I think, those are my take for this sharing session. That's why you see I keep coming back for this call.
So glad you keep coming back. Yeah, because we can learn so much from one another. So Angie, do you want to close? Say something to close, and then we can just call it.
Okay.
Off.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Kevin, can you lower your volume? Yeah. Thank you to all the presenters, Kevin, Kitty, and Diana. Like everyone said, we really learn. So I do encourage. I thank everybody for making time to be on the Zoom, and I think it's really good. With the technology, I always remember when we first started, there's no such technology. So we should embrace what we have, and all the more we should keep building the business. And like Wendy say, Arun say the same thing. We got to keep remembering the power of our product and pick it up. So that's great. Now the other thing, I got to give a lot of credit to Dinah, because the first time although I listened to Dinah many times, but it's the first time she has presented as a group, and I'm very thankful that she's prepared to do it. So it's good that all of us make it a point to present some stage to share with the team. To me, I don't take it, it's good training, but just if you, like Dinah said, if you share from the heart, it's not difficult. And what I like about Dinah is, what she reminded me also is, we tend to rely a lot on our warm leads, and most of the time, I'm not saying 100%, a lot of the time our warm leads tend to give us the most rejection, and then we say, oh, the business doesn't work. So going and do cold prospecting is really very important. I just share very quickly earlier on, in fact, about 3 hours ago, Kevin and myself went to JB Hi-Fi. We just need to pick up something for our son's birthday. And we couldn't make up our mind which headset we want. I'm hopeless with it. So Kevin was looking. I was just trying to be patient. I'm not that patient when it comes to this. And this lady, she was so sweet. She sat next to me. I can't gauge. She probably maybe in her mid-40s or late 40s. And then she said, oh, you know, the boss that your husband is looking, no doubt it is costly, but it's really so good. I never regret buying it. If you want to spend some money, no, if you want to buy something good, just go for it. So I thought, that's very nice. So I asked her, because my antennas are always up. So I said, oh, do you live locally? And she said, oh, I mean, the suburb doesn't mean anything to you, but she said, oh, Eastwood. So Eastwood is like not that far from our area. It's still considered the hills area. So I said, oh, that's wonderful. I said, oh, you're here during office hours, so do you work? She said, oh, no, I don't work. I look after my children. I've got 2 kids. So I know she doesn't have a lot of time, because she's looking for a headset for her son. And she said, I don't want to spend so much for my son because he's so young. He's only 14. So I said, oh, you're busy and I'm busy. But I say, you seem like a very nice person. I say, maybe we can just exchange contact and we'll catch up for coffee. And she said, sure. So she took out her phone. I gave her my name, my number. Then she gave me a call. I said, okay, I assume you're on WhatsApp. I'll WhatsApp you later tonight, and we'll catch up for coffee next week. So it may not end up anything, but if you are nice and you're sincere, it's not that difficult to take a number. But you got to remember not to go on and on, like Dinah said. Just build relationship. So I just want to share with you all, making a point is important. It all started from National Annual Convention. I also tell myself, a lot of time we tend to forget and we say, oh, it's okay, we look for 2 names tomorrow. But even you just look for 1 name a day, even if you say, okay, not every day you find a name, you just find 2 names a week, it's still 2 names. So I just want to encourage everybody, just go out there. Like JL said, there is no prospect in your list. Go out there and talk to people. Yeah, so thank you, Kitty. Thank you for hosting.
Can I just quickly share? I mean, for those of you who need to go, please feel free. But I remember when Angie and Kevin, when I was in Sydney convention, with Angie and Kevin, we went out for a lunch together, and we met one of the restaurant owners. And we got chatting with him, Angie and Kevin and I. So we basically, he was very friendly, right? And then we talked to him, and he said that, oh, he goes to Melbourne quite often. So he gave me his details, and I connected with him on Facebook. And since the time from Sydney, it's only been a couple of weeks, we've been chatting a little bit on Messenger. And he said that he's coming to Melbourne. Angie, I haven't told you this. Early first week of July, and he's got a friend that lives in Balmoral that has a really wonderful Indian restaurant. That Balmoral is a very expensive area, so he said, "Oh, we can go there for lunch and catch up again, and you can introduce me to your husband." So that is just a very casual chat, and I was very grateful that Angie was. I think when we were chatting, you were asking him questions about. Different things about Sydney and all that. So it was really just as simple as that, right? Like you're just making a friend, you're just being friendly, and you chat. That's it. Yeah. So
yes, great.
it may or may not lead to anything, but at least, you know, making new friends is always good. Like
Yes, and also it is a practice. I always say it may not end up anything, but you always get better when the more people you talk to, you get better. I'm sure Dinah agrees.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so that's it for this week, and thank you everyone again for coming on, and we'll see you all next Friday again, same time.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You.
Thank
Bye.
you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.